This is a sneak peek of the Moving Beyond the Page program. This program incorporates language arts, science, and social studies. What you're looking at here is age 9 to 11, and this is one semester worth of work here. So we've got concept 3 and 4. And within those concepts, there are 3 units each. Okay, I'm also going to show you a little bit of age 8 to 10, but we're going to start here with 9 to 11. So I'm going to set this down here so we can take a closer look. Okay, so first I'm just going to show you some of the materials you'll receive, and then we'll look into the guides and the student workbooks. So as you can see, this is a literature-based curriculum. So you're just going to be receiving basic chapter books you would see at a bookstore or a library that have been picked out for each unit. Just give you a glimpse here. This is all literature reading. Then same with social studies and science. Here's a social studies unit and the books for that one. That is colonization and revolution. And then science unit would be about space. And then there's technology and invention, so a book to go along with that. We did one on the human body, so we were sent the human body encyclopedia. Okay, so those are going to be your types of textbooks for this program. Along with some really neat books here, you're also going to receive kits. This one was for the 8 to 10 group about fossils. We got a T-Rex kit. Here is our human body kit we received when we did that unit. We haven't opened this one up yet, but here's a geology kit we get to do. And then sometimes they're just going to send you a box of supplies. And within the box would be everything you need for the science unit and the experiments that they're wanting you to try with your child. Okay, so just wanted you to see a glimpse at the quality of materials that you might get depending on your age level. So now let's take a look at what the student will see in their workbooks and how you, and as the parent, can help facilitate this program. Now with the 9 to 11, it's not in grade levels. They have split it up into age levels. And so if you choose age 9 to 11 or above, they're going to receive a workbook that is directed towards the student. So it is assumed that your child will be doing this workbook independently. So let me show you a lesson here. So it's written in a form that it's talking to the student. Today you will learn, okay, and then it tells the student what they need to get to prepare for the lesson, ideas to think about, some important information they need to know. It's going to tell them what portion of the book they need to read, and then the activities that they need to do for the day. Now within this program you'll find that the activities will range from 2 activities one day to maybe 6 another day. And so if you don't have time to do all the activities, that's okay. I would just have your child choose 1 or 2 that they're interested in and go with that for the day. You'll see here, I'm just kind of flipping through, all the workbook pages are also in the student's book as well, so they have everything right at their fingertips. They know exactly what they're supposed to do for the lesson and what workbook pages to fill out after they've done the reading. You'll see that they incorporate grammar into their everyday study. There is a list of spelling words here at the end, but they don't really do much with the spelling. They're just assuming that the child will study these throughout the week and then they'll be tested at the end of the week. So there's not a lot of work with the spelling. You as the teacher will have to probably come up with some lessons, or again just have them study in their own way and then test them at the end. Okay. So within each lesson, let's see here. So there's going to be about 10 lessons within each unit. Now this is a unit for the book A Wrinkle in Time. So they'll be reading this chapter book, this novel, and each lesson will tell them what pages they're reading, like I said. So after about 10 days, they're going to get to a final project. And every literature unit is going to have a final project. So for this final project, it is a science fiction short story. And so it tells you exactly what you need to do to prepare for that. There's also a short assessment at the end of each language arts unit. And then they encourage you to, display or present your final project to either your family or, a homeschool group, or a great way would be to present it to your homeroom teacher, or you can send it in as a work sample. You'll also see that they supply you with a rubric, which is really nice, so you can just kind of facilitate if your student is doing each of these things and what they need to be what they need help on, and just kind of some ways to pinpoint exactly what they're looking for the final project. So this will lead your final project, and that's a look at how the language arts is run. Now the science and social studies is very similar. It does change each unit. So one unit will be science, and then the next unit will be social studies, the next unit will be science. So for this particular unit, it's Unit 1, as they're reading A Wrinkle in Time, which deals with space type issues, they're also going to be learning about space in their science and social studies. So it's across the curriculum type of program. Whatever they're reading in language arts, they're also going to be studying something similar in science or social studies. So again, for 9 to 11, this workbook is geared towards the student being able to do it independently. And also it tells you how many days this lesson should take. Okay, some will take more than one day. Again, the student has everything they need right here within the book. All their workbook pages. Okay, and then finally, they will get to the end. Oh, here's a glimpse at a space test. And they will get to their final project rubric. Okay, so they're going to be making a tour of the solar system. And So that would be their final project for their science unit. Okay, so I wanted to show you ages 8 to 10 as well, because in ages 8 to 10, it's going to be a little bit different. 8 to 10 and below, there's a slight change in the teacher's guide and in the student workbook. So I just wanted to make you aware of that. So for ages 8 to 10, now you're still, it's still assumed that you're teaching the lesson. So it's not independent. You're still guiding and running the discussion and making sure the student is doing what they need to do throughout each lesson. So for ages 8 to 10 and below, you're actually going to receive a parent manual. And within this manual, you'll have all 3 units. So here's Unit 1. Unit 2. And you'll see Unit 1 is Social Studies. Unit 2 is Science in this case. And then Unit 3 is Social Studies. Okay, so everything you need is going to be in the teacher's manual, and like I said, you are guiding the instruction. So it gives you getting started, an introduction, let your child identify the continent. Okay, so again, it's not independent, it's you doing the teaching. And then it gives you the activities. And again, the activities range between 2 to 6. So again, depending on your time, you'll just choose the activities that your child is interested in. So for Unit 3, Europe, for age 8 to 10, here's the books they're going to be reading for this unit. Okay, and then you have your teacher's guide, and then they're going to have a student workbook. Okay, and even all the units are in the workbook as well. So you'll have Unit 1 towards the front, Unit 2 workbook pages in the middle, and then Unit 3 here at the end. Okay, and again, at the end of each unit in Language Arts and in Science and Social Studies, they still have a final project. So here's the final project rubric for Europe. And for this final project, there's usually a writing component, and then they would make a nutcracker design. Okay, and while they're learning about Europe for their social studies in Language Arts, they're reading Charlotte and Giverny, which is about a girl who has moved to France and her experience with the French and with Monet. And so that is how that incorporates. Okay, so Moving Beyond the Page has a lot, a lot of really cool things. That's all I have time to show you for now, but I guess the last thing I wanted to mention is that if you're ordering ages 7 to 9 or above, we can separate out the 3 subjects. So if this interests you just for language arts, we can order you just the language arts program. Or if it interests you just for social studies and science, we can order you the social studies and science for the year. So those are your options with Moving Beyond the Page. And so if this interests you or you have further questions, please call me, Star Williams, at 503-758-3636.